Hello and welcome to another Blender tutorial. Today I'm going to be looking at some of the twisting and warping and bending tools that we can use in Blender. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make a table and then like a little laurel crown thing to go on top of it. So here we go. I'm just going to go to the top view and press 5 to toggle off. Wait, before I do this, I'm just gonna... I don't know why I always forget to enable this add-on before I do a tutorial. It's weird. I want screencast keys. And start display. There we go. Sorry about that. I really wasn't on the ball. So yeah, I'm just going to go into top view, and then I'm going to scale on everything but the Z-axis. And then I'm going to scale it in on the Z-axis a little bit, just to make a kind of squarish shape. And I'm going to go into edit mode and add a ring cut on the top and to the side. This leaves us with this squarey thing, but most of this we don't want. So I'm going to go into wireframe and face mode, and then I'm just going to press C to get a brush selection. I'm going to select all these faces and get rid of them. This is going to build up the base of our table. I'm just going to add a ring cut there and a ring cut there. And this is just going to be where our leg's going to be protruding. And I'm going to add on a modifier, and I'm going to add a mirror. And I want it to be mirroring on both the X and the Y axes. And I'm going to go back into wireframe, and I want clipping on as well. And press B to border select these and drag out a little bit just to give some width to the table there. And then add a ring cut here and scale out a tiny bit just to take away from the harshness of the edge of the table. And then I'm going to really simply just make an extrusion here. And that's going to be the top part of our leg. Wait. And then I'm going to add some ring cuts. And then I'm going to extrude them and scale on everything but the X-axis, just to give a ridge to the shape of the table here. I'm liking that, that's looking good. I think I might want to just go ahead and do the same thing here, but to slightly lesser degree. Yeah. Yeah, I like that. Okay, so now I just want to create, if I just go over to my grease pencil here, I'm going to kind of make a spherical-ish shape coming out here. And I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of that grease layer. So the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to add a ring cut along the top and along the side. And that's just going to give us a good starting base to get to a circle. So really simply, as always, I'm just going to press C to brush select them, then I'm going to extrude them, scale them in slightly, and then W, Loop Tools, Circle. If you don't have the Loop Tools add-on, what you could also do there is you could go into your menu and you could just search for 2-sphere, which is Shift-Alt-S, and drag all the way out. Either way, it gives us the same end result, but just the to sphere gives us a slight warp on there. It's not the preferable option. I just turn that back into a circle there. And then I'm just going to extrude it out, scale it out, extrude it out, scale it out, extrude it out. Maybe I'll go with like a, I don't know, one of these kind of designs. Just here, just giving it, just like a lathe, and pardon me, just like a lathe looking design. Okay, so I should take those middle, scale them in a little bit there. And I'm just going to go ahead and set this smooth. And I'm thinking the smoothing is working pretty well there. And I'm just going to slap on an edge split to make the edges sharp. Oh, wait. Angle's not quite. 45 degrees is going to be a good angle constraint for this model anyway. Yeah, I like it. But I'm just going to go on proportional editing here. And make that a bit thinner. Yeah, that'll do. I'm fussing too much. So I'm just going to get rid of these faces inside here. And I'm going to do select the edge loop I selected before, and this is an important step. And I'm just going to duplicate, get proportional editing off there. And I'm just going to select it and bring it roughly down to the line that we had before. And I'm just going to get both those edge loops. And I'm just going to use W, bridge to two edge loops. And this has given me a kind of weird result. But I can just get rid of that face. I have no idea why it just did that. Weird, must be a little bug. And select that again. And I'm just going to extrude this down to maybe there. Then I'm just going to extrude it and scale it inwards and extrude it down a little bit on the z-axis. Okay, so we've got this, and so far this is pretty simple. But what if we want the leg here to start twisting? Now, this is a little bit more complicated. So what we can do to get that is we can just make an extrusion, bring it down, and then make another extrusion. Okay, so what I've done here is I've specified the point I want my twist to end, which is this top bit here, or my twist to start rather, which would be the top bit here, and where I want the twist to end. So I'm going to go into face select mode, and I'm going to select these middle faces there. And I'm just going to hit Y on the keyboard. And what that's going to do is it's just going to split off those faces so they don't get, well, so they're not actually welded to the rest of it. And I'm just going to add some edge loops. And then I can always get back to that by going Control L to select linked. But what I want to select now is just this top edge loop. Now, to make a little twisted design here, all we need to do is we need to rotate it on the tick on proportional editing, and I want a linear fall off, and then rotate it on the x-axis. And we just want, pardon, I made an epic mistake there. I want proportional editing only to the connected vertices. Then I'm going to rotate it on the x-axis and just scroll to bring up this to a point where it's useful. I'm just going to twist around. Just until I roughly think it looks right. Yeah, I think that's going to be the right amount of twisting. Okay, so it leaves us with a slight problem here, which is we've got these verts up here and these verts down here, and they don't really meet up properly where we would want them to. And it's all split and nasty, and yeah. Okay, so how we're going to fix that is just by selecting the edge on the twisted object and then the one on the main leg body, and we're just going to do W for our vert specials, and I'm just going to go merge at last. And I'm just going to go ahead and repeat the process for all of these verts down here. If your deformation comes up closer than this, a quick way to do it might be just to try remove doubles, but I think I would get some strange results on a remove doubles, so I'm not going to try it. I don't want to risk it, I'm a coward. Don't blame. Oh no, maybe I will move away from my cowardly ways and just try selecting all and do a remove doubles and just edge it up. Oh, this worked kind of well, but it did give kind of a slightly strange result there, which I'm not happy about. Bring that back into line. It'll be okay. Okay, so this is one simple twist that can be done. And then I'm going to quickly finish this off. I mean, you can make your table much more intricate than I'm making mine. If it's a table you want to make. I've used the same technique for twisting on fence posts and all kinds of strange little thingies. So just get some feet to the table there. And we have a cool kind of table there. Okay, but we need something to go on our table. And this is going to be kind of a golden crown kind of. Like, I don't know if any of you have ever seen those old Celtic weave, they're gold weave things. They're interesting. So, to make it, I'm just going to go into front view, and I'm going to move over to my second layer and toggle up to top view. And I'm going to add a circle. But I'm only going to add 6 vertices to the circle. And I'm going to tab in to edit mode. So what I want to do now is I just want to turn on snapping and I want to snap to edge. And I'm just going to duplicate this. Nope. We're going to fill it. Just for this part of the process. Move to vertex snapping. Oh, I know what I have to do. Grab it out, move it to there. And so I'm just basically using snapping, and I'm just duplicating these. And kind of moving them into place, then moving to snap them. Okay, so we've got this kind of threefold shape, and I'm just going to go W, remove doubles to make it all one shape, and I'm going to go X only faces to get rid of the faces, and then I'm just going to get rid of these in this this what would be internal geometry when we've finished. Oh, get rid of those edges. Then I'm going to add on a subsurf. And I'm going to maybe scale these three in a little bit. Out a little, no, in a little bit. And I'm going to extrude them up a little bit. But I kind of want to pinch in the edges. So I'm just going to go ahead and select these edges and do an edge crease. And an edge crease there. Sorry, I don't know why I keep calling that Yes, I'm going to add an edge crease there. Excuse me, sometimes I'm rather stupid. And I'm going to set that smooth, tab in, select all, and sort the normals out. Then I'm just going to take all of these, scale them in a little bit. Now, I'm going to go into wireframe mode and select the top ones, move them up, and then just really at this stage the same process as the twist for the table leg. I'm going to put in a ton of loops. We like loops. Loops give us even topology. So, and I am going to turn off snapping and turn back on proportional editing and rotate that along the x-axis again, but I don't want, yeah. And I'm just going to rotate this round to make a twist. I want quite a twisty twist, and I'm happy with that. Okay, so I'm going to tab in, select everything, and rotate it 90 degrees. And now I'm going to use a tool that's not used very much. I haven't seen a lot of people using it, but I think for this it's the best tool for the job. And that's the warp tool. We get to that with Shift W. And basically this is our center point here, and this is what we want bending. And it's just going to bend around the center point. Best way is to show you, so I'm just going to go ahead and run it. So we can bend this round so it makes an almost complete circle. But I don't want the circle to be totally completed, because I want to go ahead and just round it off at the back. just by tabbing in, taking that, and just going to circle, then again to circle, then selecting them both, and again bridge to edge loops. Whoa, and then we get a strange result. So I'm just going to go ahead and try the loop tools bridge, and this gives us a much nicer result. And I'm just going to add some loop cuts there just to even it out. And then I'm just going to go ahead and select all of these. And I'm just going to go ahead and hit smooth. Smooth it off a couple of times. And then again, with proportional editing enabled, I'll go ahead and change it to a spherical fall off, and just kind of grab that so it kind of makes, and just imagining how kind of the back of someone's head would look. Maybe make it a little bit stronger back there. Yeah, I like that. More normals issues to clean up, but on the whole, that looks nice. So we can just move that over to 1 and scale it in. Rotate it to where we want. Scale it in. And just put the crown on our table and give it, rotate it around a bit. And that's a little bit on twisting, warping, and bending things to make nice little pattern shapes. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I hope to bring you many more. Good day.